Hey everyone, it's Dave Welch here. My weekly stock updates, and mainly I invest in ETFs. And just so you know, this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So if you want some financial advice, please seek your own stockbroker or financial advisor. So anyway, what I'm going to talk about this week is what happened this past week with trading activity, mainly with the ARK funds, the ARK investment funds, which is led by Cathie Wood. And then I'm going to talk about the past, the past and the future. So the past being 2020 and the future being 2021. And then next week, I'll talk about what I'm going to be researching for next week's video. And then that'll be it. So to begin, I have several of emails from Cathie Wood. So the first would be from her trading desk. So I had a video on Tuesday night. So Wednesday, I'll talk about her video, her email that I got, ARK trading activity. So I got this email last night from Cathie Wood, and she discusses the strategies that they're doing in order to accurately track their investments. So this is what she said. Hello, David. We share weekly commentaries with investors on stocks and our strategies that have appreciated or dropped more than 15% in a day during the course of the week. We hope you find this commentary useful. Evogene, EVGN, she says, Evogene, a computational biology company, traded up 27% last Monday. One of its subsidiaries, Lavie Bio, an ag bio company focused on creating microbiome-based products, updated its product pipeline and announced that LAV211, a biostimulant targeting spring wheat, is likely to launch commercially in 2022. Next is Arcturus Therapeutics, ticker ARCT, a leading clinical stage messenger RNA therapy company focused on the development of infectious disease vaccines, closed down approximately 54% last Tuesday after announcing its COVID-19 Phase 1/2 data. While investors appear to be disappointed that its neutralizing antibodies, otherwise known as NAbs, were lower than the levels associated with competitive vaccines, Arcturus' vaccine induced a stronger cellular response, importantly T cells, which could prove more potent and durable against SARS-CoV-2. Next stock on the list is Pinduoduo, ticker PDD. It jumped 15% last Tuesday after news broke that China would ramp up pressure on Alibaba, the largest e-commerce player in China. Chinese regulators have targeted Alibaba with an anti-monopoly investigation. Pinduoduo is the fastest-growing e-commerce platform in China and, with more than 731 million annual active buyers, the second largest player. 908 Devices, ticker MASS, M-A-S-S, a life science tools company that focuses on microscale mass spectrometry, traded down 16% last Tuesday, likely a normal correction to its 200% plus surge after going public several weeks ago. ARK believes that 908's miniaturization of mass spectrometry will accelerate the pace of translational and discovery stage biological research. Last one on the list is Lending Club, ticker LC, closed up 25% last Thursday after the Office of Comptroller of the Currency, OCC, approved its Radius Bank acquisition. If the Federal Reserve approves Lending Club's application to become a bank holding company, the OCC will allow Radius Bank to convert from a federal savings association to a national bank owned by Lending Club. Then I got another email on Thursday, and that's coming up right now. All right, so here's the ARK trading desk for today is January 7th. And at the top of the list, they always seem to have ARKG, ARK Genomics. And they do, everything's a buy except for one sell in CRISPR. And I'm assuming that it's a very small number of shares from CRISPR. So it seems to me like they're selling those to balance the portfolio. The other buys are Takeda Pharmaceutical, 361,000 shares, and Berkeley Lights, 157,000 shares, and Accolade Inc., 2,000 shares. And going down the list, we have ARKK, which has some buys as well as a bunch of sells. One thing I'm noticing here is they're selling Tesla and X1 or Xone. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but they've been selling X1 shares for a number of days. This is a pretty good chunk of shares, but it's only 0.02% of the portfolio, almost 500,000 shares. Tesla, they only sold 122,000 shares for just a half a percentage point of Tesla's part of the ARKK portfolio. Going down the list, they sold some Pacific Biosciences out of ARKK. That's also in the ARK Genomics. But if we go up to ARK Genomics, they didn't do anything with Pacific Biosciences on this day. So it's interesting. They must have had to do some balancing on ARKK. And Intellia Therapeutics is another sell. Probably some rebalancing because most of these bioscience or genomic stocks have been going up. And then what else do we got that's of note? I've noticed in my portfolio that ARKQ has been going up and up and up, better than ARKG and ARKK. So it's very interesting to me that that's going on. More in the more to follow. All right. And then I have a video from Friday evening, and that's coming up right now. Hey guys, I just got another email. Today is January 8th, 2021, and this is from the ARK Trading Desk. And it looks like they have a couple of transactions in the ARK FinTech, which is ticker symbol, or the fund is ARKF, as in FinTech, or financial technologies. I'm not really going to focus on that because I don't invest in that, but just for information, they bought some shares in Intercontinental Exchange, then Tencent Holdings, which is a Chinese stock. So I'm going to focus on ARK Genomics. They bought shares in Berkeley Lights Incorporated, around 36,900 shares. Then Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, 27,300. And Sarepta Therapeutics, they bought 845,000 shares and change. Then they bought Takeda Pharmaceutical, around 691,000 shares and change. And then further down the list, I like to follow Tesla and what happens. You'll see down the list on ARKK, which is innovation, their flagship, and Tesla, they sold around 59,500 shares, which is a small percentage. And Tesla stock, I've been looking at that throughout the week. Tesla stock has been skyrocketing. So, and I remember Kathy Wood saying that she only allows around 10 to 11% of her portfolios to have Tesla stock. So they're probably forced to sell shares of Tesla in order to keep them under that 11%, 10 to 11%. And then now I want to talk about the past and the future. So this past year, we saw a lot of tumultuous activity in the markets. However, we've seen a meteoric rise in Tesla. And Tesla is a number one position in two of Kathy Wood's ARK investment funds. Well, actually, I think more than two. But the ones I'm invested in are ARKK and ARKQ, as in Quebec. So Tesla is greater than 10% in both of those. And so I did some research on Tesla and other electric vehicle stocks such as NIO. But NIO is a Chinese company, and I'm not too thrilled about investing in any Chinese companies, mainly because the worry I have about confiscation of funds if we have any tumultuous trading, trade agreements with China. It could cut off investments with Chinese stocks. So I'm leery of investing in Chinese companies right now, and I try to keep my whatever ETFs I'm invested in. I like ARK, and it does invest in a couple of Chinese, but I'm sticking with Cathie Wood because I totally trust her organization at doing proper research and due diligence and they have a fiduciary responsibility towards their investors. So I wanted to look into what Tesla needs, so it piqued my interest. So if you think about 100 years ago when there was the gold rush, or maybe it was more than 100 years ago, back in the late 1800s, to mine gold, you needed picks and shovels. So the companies that always made money, no matter what miners were doing, were the ones that sold picks and shovels. So here we are, fast forward to the 21st century, and I'm looking at what do electric vehicles need? Well, they need batteries. What do those batteries need? They need lithium, nickel, and cobalt. Now, Elon Musk at Tesla wants to phase out cobalt. He currently has a partnership with Glen, ticker symbol GLEN, and that's on the London Stock Exchange. You can buy shares here in the United States through ADR, I think, which is American Deposit Receipts. So I'll put the ticker symbol on the screen. So that's who they have a contract with. However, in one of Elon Musk's conference calls, Tesla conference calls, Elon Musk said he wants to solicit new miners that can produce nickel efficiently and environmentally friendly. So I did some research. The first big one I came across is a Brazilian company called Vale, or Vale, I think is how they pronounce it in Portuguese, ticker symbol VALE. The next one I came across was Sherritt International. Oh, let me go back to Vale. So Vale, their headquarters are in Brazil, but their mines are in Brazil, Canada, and Indonesia. However, I think Indonesia has a mining export ban right now. I'll have to do some more research on that. The next company I came up with was Sherritt International. They have mines in Quebec, and their headquarters are in Toronto, Canada. And they also have mines in Canada, and then they have mines in Madagascar. Then I came up with a American company I found is Talon Metals. It's a joint venture, but it's based in the United States, but it's a joint venture between Talon and Rio Tinto. They have found, I think their mine is in Minnesota, high-grade nickel. And so when you have high-grade nickel, it's easy extraction. Therefore, it's less of an environmental impact. So these other miners, they have mines that it's a little more difficult to get nickel out of. So it has more environmental impact. And we're trying to stay away from that. And I'm trying to stay away from that, and so is Tesla. So the next company is Glen, ticker GLEN. They have I'll have the correct ticker symbol up there on the screen. They have a deal with Tesla. Their mines, what I could find is in the Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. So that's where their big mining operation is. And then I went into lithium, and the lithium stocks I have are BHP. That's the ticker BHP. It's a UK company. They have mines pretty much all over the world. Then there's a USA company based in, I think it's South Carolina, Albemarle, ticker ALB, Alpha Lima Bravo. So that's the American company that's doing lithium mining. And then there's a Chile-based company, ticker SQM, and I'll put the name up there on the screen. And then Piedmont Lithium, PLL is the ticker symbol, and I'll put that information there up on the screen. So I try to focus my investments in American companies, USA companies. So I'm going to take a close look at Talon Metals and Albemarle, which is based in the United States, in South Carolina. So that's all I have for now. So next week I'm going to focus on these investments, and I'll get information back to you. And hope you have a great day and have a nice weekend. Take care. Bye.